here. But what's of particular importance to you is the education initiative, and that is really bearing fruit, isn't it?
I think there's no one listening in the range of this microphone that doesn't realize or doesn't understand how important education is and how importantly Indians generally and this nation takes their education. Whether it's in business education, whether it's in our research facilities, whether it's whatever we're trying to give to our children, it is an important part of it. And we knew that that would be important for music as well. We started off at the top of the show talking about the 50th anniversary of the NCPA, saying that we would not be able to do what we're doing without all those people who've come before us. And so I'm duty bound to shout out for all the people who've been educating in Mumbai all these years, these 50 years. Jeannie Dinshaw at the Bombay Chamber Orchestra, Kumi Wadia with her choirs, Blossom Mendonça in Bandra, the people that we've collaborated with, the people that we know have been doing good work for years and years and years because they love it. We knew, starting a professional orchestra, that there would have to be a difference between doing something because you love it and doing something because you're proficient enough to make a living at it. There is a difference, and as a result of that, there's a difference in education. And I know, and it's a point of pride that generally teaching for music has not been charged. Obviously, piano lessons you can charge, but Jeannie, for example, has never charged anyone for the pleasure of learning with her and having that orchestral experience at the Bombay Chamber Orchestra. Nor did we. In fact, the Indian musicians that first came and were good enough after a long process of arduous selection to play with us were paid a salary to learn. And I think that's a rather interesting way to look at it. We didn't charge them. We paid them to be members of the SOI, and all the while they learnt to do so. And as a musician who's gone through the process of conservatories abroad, not only as a student but also as a teacher and a professor, the kind of teaching we're providing now at the NCPA has a price, should have a price, but is 1/5 or 1/8 of the price of a conservatory abroad, and yet would provide for those musicians being able to compete and do well at and gain a salary at playing in a professional orchestra anywhere in the world, not just here in Bombay. So having given that backdrop to the education and why it's so important, we are delighted to say that even though it was supposed to be 11 years, this concert season, the first concert with Marat and Roberto Proceda and our strings, we will have 7 of our homegrown students on the stage performing as members of the SOI.
Voila.
And there it is. It's not just talking about it anymore. When you come on the 11th, I have a little announcement to make. We will be making some sort of a moment, but it is an extraordinary moment, a historical moment for us that this, where are the Indians in the orchestra? That the naysayers push back. Where are all the Indians? And we calmly said, well, we're interested in doing classical music at a very high standard, a standard that will be accepted abroad as being a high standard. I've just mentioned we came back from February, a tour of the United Kingdom with rave reviews. We did that. To have a brown-faced photo op doesn't help any of us.
Correct.
And it doesn't help the Indians who are good enough to be in it to say, oh, well, I was just part of a brown-faced photo op. That is a useless point of view and a useless endeavour. And we weren't going to do that, and we hadn't done it. But what we have been saying is that if you come to us at the NCPA, to our system of education, we will take a young Indian child. Our children have absolutely no boundaries to what they can achieve, to what they can accomplish on a global level. If they are taught the same way and have the same opportunities, there is absolutely nothing that they should not be able to do. No one should be telling someone that they cannot do something because of their circumstances or because of their gender or because of anything else. And I mean, I certainly don't have time for that. Anyone who has read a book or two shouldn't have any time for that.
Okay, now there is a season discount for the SOI Autumn 2019 season. The NCPA is offering patrons who purchase tickets for 3 or more concerts a 10% discount on the purchase. And there's also a student discount. They're offering students with a valid student ID 50% student discount on the purchase. So fantastic stuff. Tickets at Book My Show as well as the venue. A last leg of conversation with Zane Dalal. Don't go anywhere. Back in a couple of minutes.